Hello, my name is Rajan Arora and welcome to my course Essentials of SQL Server Performance for Every Developer. You are watching the video of Module 3 Building Effective Indexes, Part 10 Interpreting SQL Server Index Recommendations. If you are new to this course, please start it from the course introduction video for better understanding. Thank you. No doubt, as you have been watching this module, you have been seeing a number of index recommendations pop up in Management Studio while I have been demonstrating different concepts. And as you experiment with different statements that your application runs, no doubt you will see this recommendation pop up then as well. It is very useful to have these recommendations from SQL Server. But I would remind you, these are just suggestions and you should not automatically create an index because SQL Server makes a suggestion to do so. In my opinion, SQL Server can be overly aggressive with some of its recommendations. And if you follow each and every recommendation, you would probably end up with the database that was over-indexed and therefore had suboptimal performance when it comes to DML statements. Let's look at an example of this that we have saw in this module. Earlier, I executed this query which selected applicants based on their last name and state. I already had an index over the last name, first name and state columns, which SQL Server was able to use for this query. And you can see, though SQL Server is giving me a recommendation to create a second index over just the last name and state columns. It is true that this second index would result in somewhat better performance for this particular variation of the query. However, since there is already an index that SQL Server is able to use and use pretty effectively, I would personally pass on creating this second index. The recommendations that SQL Server give you are based on the individual query that you are running at the moment. So, SQL Server will try to optimize an index for that exact query. But what you really want to do is to look at the different variations of your statement and their where clauses and come up with a set of indexes that will work across all the different combinations that you have. This means a couple of variations of the statement may not be 100% optimized, but again, we have to consider the trade-off around creating multiple extra indexes versus the cost that we will have to pay to maintain each of those indexes. But it is to say that you should take this recommendation just as suggestion, and then it is up to you to combine your knowledge of your application, the data in the database and the suggestion to come up with the right set of indexes for your tables. Let's summarize what we have learned and wrap up this module in the next video. If you like this video, please do share, like and subscribe to my channel for more such videos. Thank you and see you in the next video.